This is the story of my last few weeks in third year MBBS and how I spent so many hours just reading and reading for my final examinations. If you've been following along, we have 3 subjects of third year MBBS: ophthalm, ENT and PSM. And you might really know that I don't understand ophthalm. So the story starts 7 days ago when I decided today I'm going to conquer this subject because the only thing that you actually require to conquer any subject is practice and determination. Okay, day 1, our target is doing ophthalmology. I'm just gonna go through all the chapters of ophthalmology and write down every single important question. Let's go. Let's write all the questions down. Current status of my pen, and let's see what we get at the end of the day. And in case you're wondering what ophthalm is, it's actually the study of the eye. So let me give you a brief summary. A 65-year-old male comes to you with a complaint of diminution of vision, painless and progressive in one of his eyes that has been going on for the past 6 months, and now he says that he's able to see rainbows all over the place. And if you guessed it was cataract, then you're probably right. Now go read 65 pages on different types of cataracts, the surgeries, the complications and different ways the cataract actually develops. And just like that, we have plenty of diseases starting with refractory error, glaucoma, conjunctivitis, diabetic retinopathy and so on. So on that particular day, I spent around 9 hours just reading ophthalmology and solidifying all of my weak spots. Once, however, I was done with that, I wanted to plan out how the next 6 days are going to look like, because after these 6 days were done, I was actually going to have my final examinations. In exactly 6 days, I have my examinations and I need to get ready, start studying so that I can smash them. We're gonna start by first of all planning everything out ki kaise hona hai, because 6 days we have to do things and we're gonna be very smart about what we do. So here was the timetable. Let me explain it to you. If you have 4 papers, you don't actually need to study for 2 of them. You actually need to study only for the papers which are in the middle. Because the first paper, you're probably going to study a lot beforehand, and in the last paper, you will be very motivated to study because it is your last paper. You only need to focus upon these 2 papers who are in the middle, because right after you come from the first one, you go into the second and then you go into the third. So that was exactly my plan. My papers were PSM1, PSM2, ENT and ophthalm. That's what I decided. I decided to do PSM2 and ENT before the examinations actually came. And after I was done planning all of that, I had a sudden burst of motivation and decided I am going to finish PSM2. So what am I doing right now? I'm basically trying to write an entire paper of PSM2 over here. Many times people ask me, is it already not difficult to study but also to vlog at the same time? Personally, for me, it is absolutely not. I really enjoy the process of making videos and documenting my life as I'm living it. I first learned this art of capturing your memories and documenting them by Casey Neistat, the guy who actually invented vlogging. And funny thing, last night when I was scrolling Skillshare, I found a class by Nathaniel Drew on how to live life more meaningfully. I recommend this excellent Skillshare class to anybody who feels like years of your life has just gone by without you even realizing what is happening to time. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of beautiful classes made by people on top of their craft. On Skillshare, you can take classes for anything, be it time management, video editing, photo editing, or building a side hustle. I distinctly remember the first class that I took on Skillshare was from Thomas Frank, and it was about mastering productivity. That class changed my outlook on planning and executing different tasks. Skillshare generally has been one of my favorite places on the internet so far, where I can just log in and always come out learning something new and happy at the end. And it definitely adds a lot of value to my life. By the way, Skillshare has also got Indian creators on the platform such as Ankit Bhadia and Lily Singh. But the best part is that it's a completely ad-free platform in which you've got no distractions and you gain immense knowledge. Skillshare's 1-year subscription is pretty affordable at just 1800 rupees, which comes out to be roughly 150 rupees per month, and I'm pretty sure that's less than your last Swiggy order. And with this, you get a complete access of all the different classes on Skillshare. And to explore all the classes, the first 1000 people to use the link in the description will get 1 complete month of Skillshare absolutely for free. So I really encourage you to visit this beautiful platform Skillshare and learn something new, be it productivity, time management, cooking, making videos, whatever floats your boat. The next morning came and it was 6 days to go before the examination came, and it was actually time to start off ENT. And to be honest, it was not going to be an easy task because it's such a huge subject. ENT was one of my best subjects of third year MBBS, and the reason is I really enjoyed reading it and I really enjoyed the lectures. So here's what ENT deals with: the ear, nose and the throat. The ear deals with every single disease you've got in the ear, right from the pinna all the way to the internal ear. So diseases like otitis externa, otitis media, labyrinthitis, vestibulitis, all of that stuff in the ear. In the nose, we have different types of rhinitis, rhinosinusitis, which is basically sardi, deviated nasal septum, and so much more. And in the oral cavity and the throat, we deal with different types of cancers, which are by far the leading cause of death in India. I started with the throat part because that was the one part which I felt was having the maximum burden of questions. So we started from tracheostomy, laryngectomy to tonsillectomy to laryngectomy and all the different surgeries, and then we went on to the nose and the ear. The day was filled with fun because it was such a pleasant time reading ENT after the trauma to me that was ophthalm. In fact, the reason you're not seeing a lot of footage over here is because I was too busy studying so that I did not record a lot of things at that day. The next morning came and the biggest subject that I had to complete was here. PSM2 was here, and it is generally one of the most difficult subjects of third year MBBS. So the basic idea is to complete PSM2 today, and then I can go along with my life to do other subjects. During some periods of reading PSM2, I would just look out the window and wonder what my life is about and why am I reading these things. And I would just look at my plant, oxygen, and imagine, yaar, kash meri life is jaisi hoti. That day also happened to be a Sunday and I had to publish a video. 4 days away from my examinations. At 10, I have to publish a video. So let's do it. It's published. Right after I published the video, I saw hundreds of comments rolling in, and it genuinely makes my day to read about all the things that you have to say about the video, because it generally takes a lot of time, effort, and energy to make a video such as this one. While studying PSM2s, I did something very beautiful. I read only the selective part, which was very, very important for the examinations, and you have to be very careful at what you read before the exam starts, because in the end, your ultimate goal is to be able to revise everything. So if you read everything, tum sab kuch revise nahi kar paoge. So that's what I did. I used the short notes of community medicine and revised using them. After 7 to 8 hours of reading plus writing it, I was halfway through the goal. So I rewarded myself with a movie. The next day started and I was lacking motivation because for the last 3 days I was continuously studying and it was a Monday. So I used a secret technique which supercharged my brain to study. That is, I set a goal for myself to study for 7 hours. So the goal is pretty simple: 7 hours of focus without any single distraction. And how I did it? I just started a timer on my computer and watched the timer go down as I was studying. And in that period, I convinced myself that this is your focus period, no distractions whatsoever. So this technique is super effective because your mind just eliminates things when it feels that time is trickling down. You don't really have anything to waste. Hi friends, so I have done 4 hours in focus mode complete. It's 5 right now, and my god, PSM is difficult to read at times. I've been practicing with writing, so this is how much I've written over the past, I would say, day or two of just reading PSM and writing it down. Oh, it's 7:30 and I gotta start studying for the remaining 3 hours, and after that I'm gonna watch a movie. But take a look at this. There's a mandir beside my house and there's going to be some sort of festival that is going to take place because on the 1st of March, it's Mahashivratri. I wish I could show you more about the mandir, but somebody will track my location down and come to my house, so I don't want to do that. But it was very beautifully decorated and I really enjoyed the festival of Mahashivratri the next day. After studying for about 12 hours, I had finally made a dent in the syllabus of PSM2 and I felt really relieved. Chalo, it's 12:30. I'm gonna sleep. Good night. I'll wake up tomorrow. 3 days left for the exams. We haven't got our hall tickets. Nothing is done. We're just studying. That's it. Once again, after a sleep of 6.5 hours, I woke up and started working towards my goal of PSM1 because that was actually the paper. So, hum iski baat kar rahe the. I was very close to this one, so I had to stop studying for this and focus on this one. After patting my plant oxygen, I brought over all my books to my table and started doing the same thing I've been doing for the past 4 days. So we just got a message from our lovely CR that the hall tickets are out. Let's go check them out because it's 11 and 3 days are left for the exam. I just studied a few parts of environment and sociology, but now is the time to go to the college and get my ID card, hall ticket, whatever it's called. So we're gonna do that. We've got 25 minutes to go to the college. Chalo. We've safely made it into GMC. Now gotta go to the library and find out where's my hall ticket. After spending 1 hour in the campus, I finally got my hall ticket, and that was certain thing that I had to face the exam, and that is when it happened. That is when I first started to get the vibe ki chalo exam aa rahi hai. Uske pehle tak I was very relaxed, I was very chill, I did not feel anything that the exam was over here because I was studying consistently before that. So it was nothing new to me to study 6-7 hours a day. It was just some addition to that. So only your long-term preparations actually help you in your exam period. The short-term ones will stay with you only for a short period of time. After the exam goes, your knowledge will wash away. But during these times, I also lost a lot of motivation because I was just doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I called up my friend and then we studied on a video call together. Finally, 2 days were left. I had my hall ticket in my hand, and it was now or never. It was the last chance to study PSM1, and it was probably the last time I would be studying it for a theory exam. Set an alarm for 5 minutes.
Set your alarm for 12:26 p.m.
So another thing I want to share is that I don't really feel much serious about this exam. I guess these are famous last words. But to be honest, in second year MBBS, if you look at the different exam saga episodes which I uploaded, I was so serious for everything, and now like I'm studying, I'm not studying. It's not consistent as much as I want it to be. Maybe because we have only 3 subjects here, but we had 4 over there, and each one of them was a large subject. So I pushed all my efforts in, did the final lap for that night, and then I slept. Hello everyone, in exactly 50 hours I've got the final examinations for third year MBBS. There are a few goals that I've set for myself for this 50 hours. First of all, no more phone, so I will allow myself only 2 or 3 hours of phone time. And just look at the Mausam here. It's Nagpur and it is very pretty today. I mean, like, it's totally anti-study mahol. After enjoying the beautiful morning of the second last day of 30 MBBS, I sat down on a video call again. On a split screen, I had the important topic PDF open and again the grind began. See, when you're in pressure, you perform a lot better, and I finally felt that pressure over me कि exams are, I have to do better. Everyone, it's 11. I have done whatever I could, and now I'm just gonna take a break because I would like to explain a concept here. Apart from your normal requirement of like 6 to 8 hours, if you add more sleep up till a certain range, it increases your capacity to stay awake in the subsequent nights till your reserve sleep banks just go away. So that's my goal over here, to justify waking up late for filling up my reserve sleep, because the next few days are going to be sleepless. Right, so 11 ho gaya, I'll probably sleep at 12 and wake up at something like 8:30 or 9. You guys, just check out my room. This is a total mess. And that was a messy room. I had to clean it all up before going to sleep. Okay. And if anybody's wondering, मंदिर में अभी भी कुछ चालू है. Very active people here. The last 24 hours of preparing the examination, I went over everything which I had written in my notes and added a few things on the way, because writing for a theory exam is always a good practice. Hi everyone, exactly 24 hours remain, and in 24 hours I'll have to go outside and go to the center and give my paper. I have just done a 2.5 hour study session. I have read the epidemiology of communicable, non-communicable diseases. Now I'm going over to the national health programs. For the first time in forever, I am actually feeling a little bit of seriousness for the exams, because up until now I had no seriousness at all. I was like, okay, exam hai, de denge, pass ho jayegi, whatever. But now it's starting to get to me, and it's a very good thing, because under pressure you perform very well. I've got my chair over here with the recording setup and different books. By the way, this is how much I've written ever since I started practicing writing. So it's like half a copy for PSM1 and a little bit of ophthalm. And I think that PSM1, my senior, messaged me all the best ki yeah, all the best तुम्हारे exams and all. And I asked him, भाई PSM के लिए tips दो. तो he said, सब लोग फेंकने वाले, तुम 1-2 points अच्छे लिख दो, you will pass. So I'm going to apply that very much. Whatever you study in the last 24 hours of your paper is actually very important, because they all go into your short-term memory and will really help you write a strong answer. Whereas your long-term preparation will make you remember the points for a longer period of time. So that's what I try to do over here. I try to fit a lot of things into my short-term memory, because कल अगर कोई question आया तो मुझे वो सारे points उसी sequence में याद होने चाहिए. everyone, I'm on the rooftop once again, and I have done around 500 pages of Park since the morning, and I've read Shetty one more time. 5 or 10 minutes after this break is done, I'm going to go downstairs and do a Google Meet with my friends and discuss the MCQs so that we can solve it tomorrow. So I finally went downstairs and discussed the MCQs because those were the things which we are going to be asked tomorrow. Discussing with your friends gives you a lot more perspective to look at a question rather than just doing it on your own. All the discussion lasted about 1.5 to 2 hours and it was super productive. All the best. All the best. We shall prevail. So we crossed 420,000 subscribers. Funny number. Everyone, it's 12:35 and in exactly 12 hours I'm going to have my exam. I feel a little bit afraid and I also feel excited for the same. I just completed the entirety of PSM1. I just read all of it and tomorrow is the day of the exam. All of the preparation for the last so many months of third year, watching the lectures, doing question banks, but more importantly reading the book has gone down to this. Here we are, a long time has passed. This is life. After setting around 10 different alarms, I finally called it a day and I was totally, absolutely ready to go into the examination. I think I'm ready. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of the third season of Exam Saga. And to find out what happens, stay tuned on the channel. If you did enjoy this episode, please do give it a thumbs up because it really genuinely helps a lot because YouTube thinks it's a good video, so it shows it to many more people. That will genuinely help me a lot. And as always, these videos take up a ton of time, effort and energy to make, so subscribing in just 2 seconds would make up for all of that. Also, make sure you please check out Skillshare. The first 1,000 people are gonna get 1 entire month free. Go try it out. It's genuinely awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for watching. It's your boy Anuj. I'll catch you in the next one.